Hey, hey, it's your boy, and I don't know why people shit on Steam too much. I mean, it's the one, like, I guess, gaming company that actually puts its consumers first. And it might not have always been the way, but I believe it is now. Like, I do believe Gabe Newell is the savior of the gaming industry. Like, if you don't like a game, you can play it for 2 hours just to see how it is, and you can refund it and get all your money back, even plus tax. Like, this makes it to where there's little or no risk to buying games, and Steam is probably one of the biggest gaming sites available, at least on PC. Has one of the biggest gaming libraries, so I just don't really know why people like. Okay, well, let's get with this article. I can tell you what I think about it. Team Fortress Source 2, an ambitious project aiming to rebuild venerable Team Fortress 2 and Source 2 engine, has reached the end of the road. Amper Software, the team behind the project, said on Twitter today that it's been forced to pull the plug after receiving a DMCA takedown notice from Valve. The rebuild was an early state when we first looked at it in 2021, but even then it seemed promising. The team is more than 20 volunteers, has shown off numerous character classes, in addition, including the Pyro, Scout, Sniper, Demo Man, and Soldier, and completed work on full map. Arena well works had continued since then. And based on this brief clip from June 2023, it was coming along very nicely. Here's two parts of our upward playtesting session from last month. We hope you enjoy watching our progress as much as we love making it. But the project ran into trouble when Facepunch announced plans for significant changes to Box, read as Sandbox, the Garry's Mod spiritual successor that Team Fortress Source 2 is built on. Facepunch said its announcement that the overhaul means the most of the games people have created the sandbox thus far are unplayable, and that is in fact what happened to Team Fortress S2. These changes are for the better future of Sandbox as the whole, and we support them. It'll make things easier to work with in one long term, but that comes at the severe cost. All games currently made within Sandbox won't work whenever said changes come into place, the developers tweeted, which leads to the current state of our project and the motivation of the team as a whole. The team decided we will be holding off our efforts until Sandbox's future gets clearer and more stable. And I kind of understand because I believe that even though Team Fortress 2 is operating sort of in a outdated engine, I think it still makes Valve money, right? Like, I know when I last played it, the hats was a thing, like hats that you wore on your head. Like, you can buy them, and, you know, you had the individual creators who made the hat, and if you bought them, the creator got a cut, and Valve got a cut. It's like, would people love a new like a new engine? Absolutely. The Source 2 engine, absolutely. But again, Team Fortress still makes them money, and it's this case when it comes to most fan projects, especially fan projects for games made by Nintendo, it's like they can absolutely smack you down. So it's always better to just use your own tools when making these things instead of making them with the same tools you made for like the original maker of the game has, because there's always that level of fear where you put in all the time, money, and effort into making a project and it just gets slapped in the fucking face. Um, this doesn't mean the project is over. We are simply putting it on hold. Anyone in the team and in the community is still free to contribute to the project if they want to, and we will still be around. AMP Software concluded the message by saying, "It may be time to explore new ideas, which is never a good sign for the future of a current project, but at least the possibility of a comeback remains. But now that that seems to be off the table entirely." I know there was another thing where there's attempting to make a fan project with Nintendo and Valve with like Nintendo assets, and Valve was like, "Look, we don't exactly want to smack you with litigation, but I mean, we know for a fact Nintendo will not allow this. Like Nintendo will sue you for fan projects like so fucking fast. Like they will take down fan mods." And they will absolutely smack any company that tries to use them. Like, they are ruthless. And here's all the other things. And today we received a DMCA takedown from Valve on all our public GitHub. On our public GitHub repositories and all its forks. But, oh god, made by the community and per tweet. While we are discussing the project's future internally, recently we are already coming to the conclusion to stop the development of the project due to the current state of the code being unusable anymore with Sandbox's recent major engine changes, and that we overall moved on from it. Sadly, this means the DMCA takedown is a nail in the coffin. We cannot bring it back, and we've hit Valve's attention. It seems that they definitely don't want us to use their IP, which is totally fair and legal from them. That then it's that then is the end of it, except that there's some small amounts of doubt as to whether the takedown notice is legit. In response to Amper's message, a handful of people, included Gloomwood developers Dylan Roger, said the open X-ray mode for Stalker was hit with a DMCA's takedown request a few days ago and turned out to be fake. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, people do this all the time. Like, you have a fake DMCA. I may be from the company or may not be. You don't know. I don't think that's likely to be the case here, and even if it is, it doesn't guarantee new life for Team Fortress Source 2. There's every there's every possibility the mod team was ready to move on to to other things anyway, and this takedown just amplified the decision. Would at least open the door to a comeback for the project that up until last summer was looking pretty good. And since Face Punch still hasn't revealed how exactly it plans to approach the sandbox overhaul, anything's possible. I've reached out to Valve to inquire about the takedown and will update if I receive a reply. So, yeah, and again, I do believe that if you buy a game, you own that game, so you're free to do whatever the fuck you want with it, and I guess as long as you're not selling its assets for money. I mean, if you have a physical like version of Team Fortress 2 and you want to sell it, the physical copy to a friend, like you can do that fine. Like you can sell the whole ass game to people and that would be fine. But if you sell like mods, and in this case sell a source engine for it, they can slap you with a DMCA. That's just very weird. I know companies are trying to do everything in their power to make games sort of as a subscription based idea. So it's not like you own the game, it's like you own the rights to play the game. But, and I don't agree with this. I believe if you pay for, you should pay for a product. You should own that product, even if it's digital, right? But it's always been a murky situation. Like I don't really know all the ins and outs. Again, I'm just defaulting back to again. If you buy a thing, you should own that thing, as opposed to owning the rights to play the thing. But and I guess in this case, right? Uh, I I don't know if they're. I guess they're legally justified to do so, but I believe a new engine would benefit Team Fortress 2. It's like, what's the problem? I know the problem when I tried playing it back was bots. There's a hell of a lot of bots that people would put in the game and they would one shot you in the head. And so, and you know these bots were a thing because it was playing some goofy YouTube video and meme compilation while one shotting you in the head and looking straight up in the sky. Like that's the problem with Team Fortress 2. But I don't know. I definitely believe that fan projects would and fan mods would definitely benefit the game more than hurt it. But I mean, that's all I really gotta say about this. See ya.